Hi, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel, Travel to Money. In this video, I'll be sharing about travel to San Antonio, Texas. I'll tell you about the cost, the food, the people, and all the best places to visit. If you are new here, I have created this channel to help you learn about how to travel, adventure, and have fun on the road to financial independence. I have traveled the world, paid off a house in Spain, and I'm on a creative journey to financial independence. I believe the road to financial freedom can and should be fun. I hope you'll subscribe and join me on this journey, no matter where you are starting from. Today we're exploring San Antonio, Texas, home of the Alamo, the San Antonio Spurs, and yours truly. That's right, I was born and raised in this incredible city. San Antonio has a rich history, a diverse culture, and plenty of things to do. It's a great place to visit whether you're looking for an adventure, relaxation, or a little bit of both. The cost of living in San Antonio is relatively low, especially compared to other major cities in the US. You can find affordable accommodation, food, and transportation. Traveling here isn't exactly what I would call budget travel, but I don't really consider anywhere in the US a budget travel destination, unless maybe you're going camping. The history of San Antonio is fascinating. It's home to 5 Spanish colonial missions, including the Alamo. The city was founded in 1718 by a group of Spanish missionaries and settlers. The missions were built to convert the local indigenous population to Christianity. Today, the missions are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a popular tourist attraction. When I was growing up, we would watch movies about Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. I'm singing it in my head. There was always a lot of focus on the Alamo and the Battle of Texan Independence from Mexico. What you don't hear a lot about are the other missions, but they too have an incredible history, and I'd like to show you around some of these sites today. Mission San Jose is the largest mission in San Antonio. It was founded in 1797 as one of the 21 missions that Spain was using to secure its claim to the land and to provide a platform for them to teach Christianity. The concept is really interesting. We, the Spanish, will provide certain things for the native people living here. The natives, in turn, learn our way of life and our religion. Spanish law said that the land and what it produces belongs to the natives, and that control of the mission would be given back to the natives once they learned how to live like the Spanish. The mission is known for its beautiful stonework, and it's often referred to as the Queen of Missions. Mission Concepcion was dedicated in 1755, and as the oldest unrestored stone church in America, it is considered one of the best preserved missions in Texas. I really enjoyed the restored art, which has symbolism from both Catholicism and the native community. Mission San Juan was founded in 1716 and then was moved to its current location in 1731. It was built to serve the Nizones people, a tribe of Native Americans. The mission had great success in agriculture, which continues today in the surrounding area. Mission Espada went through a lot from when it was first established in 1690 until it was finally relocated to its current place in 1731. I've only touched on some of the history. All of the missions are beautiful and worth visiting. The stories of life were complex and deserve to be known. I personally enjoyed learning about how the culture from Spain informed a lot of what we know in the area now. It makes sense to me that after traveling much of Europe, when I went to Spain, I said, "This feels the most like home." Now I know why. The San Antonio River runs through the city. You can go for a stroll or take a boat ride along the river. Mission San Antonio de Valero, also known as the Alamo, is one of the most popular tourist attractions in San Antonio, and you'll find it positioned along the river in downtown San Antonio. It is by far the most touristy mission you will visit in San Antonio. When you visit the other missions, it is very probable that you will find time to yourself as you just take it all in. Just don't expect that at the Alamo. However, it's a great place to learn about the history of Texas. The Riverwalk is another popular spot in San Antonio. It's a network of walkways along the San Antonio River. The Riverwalk is lined with restaurants, shops, and hotels. It's a great place to take a walk, have a bite to eat, or just relax and enjoy the views. Personally, the Riverwalk is one of my favorite places to visit in San Antonio, especially during the holidays. It's a very festive season as the Riverwalk is decorated with lights and it's just beautiful. San Antonio is also home to the San Antonio Spurs, a professional basketball team. They've won 5 championships and they're one of the most successful teams in the NBA. If you're a basketball fan, catch a game when you're in town. I grew up watching David Robinson and then was ushered into the era of the Big Three: Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker. In recent years, I've had quite a few emotional moments as those 3 talents wrapped up their careers. I spent nearly half of my life watching them play together, and it's a privilege that I knew was special. Forever and always, go Spurs go. As far as places to stay in San Antonio, if you are mainly wanting to check out the Riverwalk and the Alamo, you could stay in a hotel or Airbnb near the river and not really need your own transportation. But the city of San Antonio is huge, so if you get a rental car, you could probably find a more affordable Airbnb or hotel that isn't in the downtown area, and it will give you flexibility to do a lot of other things. It really depends on how long you're visiting, but in my opinion, if you're just staying for a few days, stay downtown and don't worry about a car. Rental cars from the airport can be a bit expensive, but are convenient for a brief travel option. I always find the best deals for car rentals on Skyscanner. There's a link in the bio, so be sure to check them out. For a cheaper long-term option, you can rent a car through Turo. If you're not familiar, Turo is kind of like the Airbnb of cars. You can rent from a person, and insurance options are offered by Turo on the platform. I've used the service on one of my visits to San Antonio and had a great experience. Now let's talk about the food in San Antonio. I grew up on homemade flour tortillas, cheese enchiladas, bean and cheese tacos, and let's not forget about the breakfast taco, often full of egg, potato, and cheese. Another food we are known for is Texas barbecue, which you can find all over the state. I'm a vegetarian now, but I can still remember the taste of brisket covered in sweet barbecue sauce. A bit outside of San Antonio is a town called Boerne, where I spent my teen years. There's a place called Klein's Smokehouse where you can pick up a pint of deer meat chopped barbecue. It's the best you can find anywhere. Throw that on a bun or a couple of pieces of bread and it will make your day. For lunch one day, make sure you stop by Zito's Deli, home of the serious sandwich since before I was born. This sandwich has salami, 2 types of ham, provolone and cheddar cheese, chopped black olives, onion, lettuce, and tomato. It's served on homemade Italian flatbread. A whole sandwich is nearly $20, but feeds 2 people. You only need to order a half if it's just for 1 person. Remember, I'm not just a visitor making basic recommendations. I grew up here, so you might not hear about these places on the Travel Channel, but you can trust that I'm going to give you some legit food recommendations. If you're looking for a good coffee spot near the downtown area, I actually wrote this script from Poetic Republic Coffee and Wine Company. Very highly rated. They have great coffee and a nice place to sit and work. Now, I also want to touch on 2 amazing places for vegan food that I happened to learn about while on this specific trip. The first is Hash Vegan Eats. Not exactly the fanciest area of town, but visit there and you won't regret it. I ordered the Monte Cristo. I have no words for how utterly incredible this sandwich was. Better than the real thing, hands down. Every time I go back to San Antonio, I'll be visiting and trying something else on the menu. The other plant-based restaurant I tried was near downtown, and it's set up to be more of a fast food restaurant. It's called Project Pollo, and apparently they have several locations with aims to have 25 open in Texas by the end of this year. I can only hope that they keep expanding because I want to eat this all the time. I decided to visit because it isn't often that plant-based chicken options are offered. Under the wings section, I saw raspberry chipotle barbecue wings and just knew I had to try them. I want to know how they make these babies. They had my lips burning and my nose was running so badly from the spice that I had to stop and blow my nose between each wing. When I visit again, I'm going to be torn. I loved the wings, but I also want to try everything else. Trust me, you don't need to be a vegetarian to eat there. This stuff surpasses meat in every way. Plus, you can eat there and save a few chickens. There are a lot of other things to do outside of the downtown area in San Antonio. San Pedro Springs Park is the oldest park in Texas. It's really beautiful and has a huge pool that is open to the public during the summer. If you love animals, the San Antonio Zoo is world-renowned and one of the best zoos in the country. And if you're looking for some thrills, SeaWorld San Antonio is always a good time. One of my first jobs was working in the water park at SeaWorld. Shout out to my Lost Lagoon family. Those were the days. If you want to get outside of the city, there are a lot of really cool nearby cities that have a lot to offer. Bernie and New Braunfels are two that come to mind. Charming, full of history, with plenty of places to eat and things to do. Tubing the rivers in and around San Antonio is something you don't want to miss if you are visiting in the summer. Another place I love to visit for its natural beauty is the Japanese Tea Garden. It's a lovely place to relax and take in some nature. It has a 60-foot waterfall, bridges, and pathways that take you through the gardens. Natural Bridge Caverns is a great option for those who want to explore underground. You can take a guided tour of the caverns and learn about the history and geology of the area. To me, San Antonio will always be a place that I call home. I have memories of driving my Jeep Wrangler through the hill country, building tree houses, and swinging underneath massive oak trees. I always miss the food when I'm away and can remember exploring the caves that had entrances in my grandparents' front yard. I hope that you'll visit sometime and come to love the home of the Alamo. If you have enjoyed this video, do me a big favor, like it and subscribe to join me every Sunday where travel and adventure build financial freedom. I can't wait to see where your dreams will take you.